issue ranging from business to career and to relationship, where we learn from their life challenges and how they've been able to grow from where they were to where they are today. I have no doubt in my mind that you are going to educated, you'll be motivated, and you'll be inspired on the program this very afternoon. Frankly speaking, on Corner Chat with Babalogy. If you are new to this channel, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we post new videos. With me today on the show, on Frankly Speaking, on Corner Chat with Babalogy, is a father, a top entrepreneur. Oh, a man that has affected the lives of so many people, including mine, wherever and wherever he has been. Join me today as I welcome my guest on the show. Is no other person, on Frankly Speaking today, discussing after you say I do. What next? After you say I do. Please join me as we welcome this very afternoon, Mr. Suraju. Welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you.
We are very happy to have you on the show. We are so much happy. I really don't want to blow your trumpets. I just told them small, just small, just very small.
Not even much trumpet to blow.
We are excited to have you on the show this very afternoon.
It's my pleasure.
It's an honor. It's an honor. You know, when I came to you, I was like, sir, you know, this is this. And you know what he said? He said, that's a good one. Okay, no problem. I will come. It was that simple. I really don't have to say, sir, you know, it was very simple to tell you how unique Mr. Suraju is. You are welcome on the show once again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll go straight to the point. But before I'll start with the questions, I know they want to hear from you. Can you just tell us who you are? And I told them what to do already. Just tell us who you are.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
And I really appreciate the privilege
Yes.
to be a guest in this show. I'm Mr. Suraju Ismail Kende. And by the grace of God, like you have rightly said, I'm an entrepreneur. I may not be that big entrepreneur you're talking about,
sir.
but in our own little corner, God is helping us.
Yeah.
And I'm privileged to be on this show.
Yeah.
And I believe the little time we are going to spend together, it will be inspiring, to be exciting, and it will be full of informations and ideas that will help us in our relationship. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You just heard from Mr. Suraj. And like I said, it will be so much exciting. This is Frankly Speaking on Corner Chat with Babalogy. After you say I do. Sir, I want to ask. The topic is after you say I do. Like life after you say I do as a newly wedded couple. But I want to start from here. Before you just help us deal with it, just perhaps cantily before we go into details. Before you say I do, what should the to-be couple, would-be couple, what should they have known? What should they have prepared for before they say I do? Before we now start talking about after they say I do.
Thank you so much. When you say I do, that simply means you have put a full stop on the journey of should I marry or I should not marry. Issue of whether to marry or not to marry, who to marry,
Yes.
has been concluded.
Yes.
Because you said I do.
I do.
That simply means that has been settled.
Okay.
So you are not thinking again, do I marry
Okay.
or I should not marry again? But what we are talking about now is before you say you do, there are some things you're supposed to have taken care of.
Yes.
There are some things you're supposed to have handled,
Yes.
which if they are not properly managed,
Mm.
you fail to handle them,
Mm.
will cause a big problem after you have said,
I do.
And that is why I just want to mention some things you need to have taken care of before you say I do. Number one, physical maturity.
Physical maturity.
Yes. You have to be physically mature. And when you say physical maturity, it has nothing to do with age.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with age. You can see a young man of 20 years mature than a man of 35 years. It has nothing to do with age.
There's a possibility 20 years and 35 years.
Yes, there's possibility.
Wow.
And you're talking about, and aside that, you also look into the area of spiritual maturity. Before you mention that word, I do. Because the journey of marriage is not a journey of 1 hour. It's a lifetime journey. And so,
That's right.
before you enter and you open your mouth and then you say, I do, there are some things you need to take care of. Number one is physical maturity. Happy life, sorrowful life, your marriage will determine. In fact, let me tell you precisely, marriage will determine whether you will get to heaven or you will miss heaven.
Wow.
It will determine whether you achieve your goal and dream in life or you will live a miserable life. So, you have to be spiritually mature in approaching that issue. And not to forget financial maturity.
Very, very, very important.
Money is important. Ego. In marriage, some people will say, but it's not true. But at the same time, it's very important. you need financial maturity when it comes to marriage.
Okay.
And not only that, you are talking about emotional maturity. You have to be emotional mature. You know, when you get to marry, you see a lot of things. A lot of things will happen. You are no longer that young girl in your father's house. And you are no longer the young man that the father is caring for, provide emotional maturity. Not that when there is a crisis in that home, you started crying like a baby. The wife is crying, the husband is crying.
Who will tell the other? Who will pet the other one?
And of course, when you talk about what to take care of your profession, your job, your work, before marriage. If you want to go to school, go to school. If you want to learn a trade, learn a trade. You must have job. What that is giving you income, daily or monthly, that can use to put food on your table and take care of whoever you want to marry as a man. And of course, even you that is going to marry as a woman, you must also have something doing so that you don't become a liability and so that you can be an asset to your husband. So all this have to be taken care of before you say I do. And so many things like that.
Wow. You must be emotionally matured, spiritually matured, physically matured, and being financially matured. I think that should be.
You must have a good, professional wise. You must be mature.
Yes, be your profession before you say I do.
Yes.
So the man that does not have a job doesn't start HR.
It's very important.
Oh, very good. Okay, sir. So now there's this modeling of things between marriage and wedding. I just want briefly marriage and wedding.
Actually,
Which I'm coming. Which is, should I say, which is more important, or which should we or aspiring would be couple prepare for? The wedding, the marriage, and okay, maybe the wedding and the marriage. At what proportion should their preparation be, and where should the force be channeled to?
That's a very good and I think this will go a long way to help some of our listeners. When we talk of marriage and wedding,
Yes.
they are two separate,
Two different things.
two different things. One is important, the other is less important. It all depends on how you look at it. The problem many of our people are having, or this husband to be, wife to be, their challenge has always been, their headache is more on wedding, not on marriage.
Not on marriage.
And to me, that's a misplaced of priority.
A
Wedding.
misplacement of priority.
Yes.
When you focus on the wedding and not on.
Wedding is just a celebration of marriage. It's an official celebrating the beginning of a marriage.
The beginning
Of a marriage.
of marriage.
That is wedding. And that is where most people emphasized on the ceremony. You can see people spending millions of naira on that official declaration, official celebrating the beginning. And so there are two different things. Marriage is the union of two partners. I get my point now.
Very well.
With personal relationship. Two people, especially when you look at it historically, biblically, and whatever you look at it, they come together with a young man and a young woman as partners with personal, deep relationship. That is marriage. Forever. For life. That is marriage. And that is the most important thing. Not the celebration. Wedding is ceremony. Is the official declaring officially the beginning of a marriage.
Of what you want to enter into for life.
So that should not prevent, because that delay many people from going to marriage. They say, I don't have the money. Or they want to do what their friend did. And so they are still piling up their resources. The resources. So that they can do an elaborate wedding. So they will do elaborate wedding and then come back home and be paying debts. Then their problems start the very month they wedded, they married. So that needs to be taken care of. So they are different things entirely, but one is important and one is less important.
So it is better you focus on your marriage. It doesn't matter whether they come and see food and eat or not.
It's not a must. You celebrate. It's not a must. It just depends on you. During COVID, didn't people wedded?
Sure, perfectly.
There are lots of marriages.
Perfect.
Without wedding, without celebration, coded marriages.
But I don't marry, so and I did wedding too. All right, sir. Thank you so much for that analysis. There's another thing I want us to address. I just want your opinion on it. It is the issue of the white wedding and the traditional wedding. We so much glorify white wedding these days, which is very beautiful. So also the traditional wedding. But I want to ask, is one more important than the other? What I'm saying now is, we are Africans. Must you do a white wedding before it is certified you are married as an African?
That's another important question.
Okay.
It's just like the first question.
Okay.
Wedding and marriage.
Okay.
The difference here is that we have localized the second question. We've narrowed it down to our culture as an African. As an African. Marriage, which is the wedding, is what is key to us here in Africa.
traditional wedding is what is key to us as Africans.
Even if you do church wedding, without traditional wedding, you have no wedding. That is the bitter truth.
Yes.
Here in Africa, I'm not talking about Europe.
No, of course.
We say Africa.
Yes.
If you do church wedding, without the traditional wedding, you have not done anything. You will not be recognized. Even in the law court, you will not be recognized. Except you do the church wedding, then you now went to registry to ratify it. But even at that, you are still going to have problem with the parent of the child if the traditional wedding is not sorted out. Because they will never accept you as their in-law. So that is the fact.
They will not accept
They
that.
will never accept as their in-law. Because in our own culture, that's what they call bride price, which you will pay during the traditional
Sure,
wedding.
definitely.
And right there, you will see the father and the mother of the bride
Of course.
giving their consent and giving you. Even when you go to registry, you still need this same parent to come and consent to your relationship and to that marriage, which they will never do if the traditional wedding
Is not.
is not taken care of.
So now my question is now this: if the traditional wedding is this important, why the girl in the suit? Should we call that a misplaced priority also?
Anyway,
Because why can't we just, okay, it's traditional wedding. I do my traditional wedding, and me and my wife we go home.
anyway, Africana
Sure. Yes.
is not part of our culture. This came in through our faith in Christ Jesus.
Yes.
And those people that brought it introduced what they call church wedding. Before that time, there have been marriages. And the only thing
It is the traditional
is church tradition.
marriage.
So now that we now have what they call church wedding, which is the second step after you must have done the proper marriage. Because even the church wedding in a normal church, they will never join you if the traditional wedding to confirm to the whole world that they are wet,
Yes.
to display
Yes.
their status in the society. So then during the wedding, they invite the timber and caliber, everything to impress and oppress.
I think I like that. Yes. And oppress.
So, but then the fact is that it's not necessary. After your traditional wedding, you can go to your church.
Your bride.
Meet with your pastor. The two of you alone. Pastor will bless your union. That is it. You don't need all the ceremony. Put the ring, do this one, give him cake. It's not necessary. If you have the capacity, if you have the financial muscle,
Yes.
go ahead. But that should not prevent you from having a glorious, a happy marriage.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Corner Chat with Baba Lodge. It is Frankly Speaking on Corner Chat with Baba Lodge. And we have Mr. Surajo on the show this very afternoon. If you're new to this channel, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we post new videos. This is after you say I do, but we've been able to lay some tiles on that particular floor, and we've had Mr. Suraju give us insights and inspire us as to what wedding and marriage is, and traditional marriage and the white wedding, and things you should know or prepare for before you say I do. Mr. Suraj, I want to ask, we've been able to lay that foundation before you say I do. Okay, marriage and when and white wedding and the traditional marriage, and the other one we talked about. Having laid those foundation, after the couple have said I do, which is basically what we are dealing with this very afternoon. How do they make the most of their marriages? That's very wide. How do they make the most of their marriages? Maybe as we begin to go on, I'll begin to narrow it and begin to come up with, okay, what about this aspect? What about this aspect? What about this aspect? But generally, how do they make the most of their marriage after they say I do?
Thank you. This question is very, very important. If we get it right at this point, I think you have an itch-free marriage. If you can get it right at this point. You know, when you talk of marriage, like I said before, it's a lifetime journey. And the type of marriage you enter into will determine the kind of life you will live. I will determine whether you are going to be happy or sad. It will determine whether you make progress or you are going to retrogress. It will determine whether you are going to be sorry or you are going to be happy. In fact, let me tell you, it will determine whether you make heaven or you will. So in that case, there are some things you need as a young couple. Because once you say, I do, no going back. I do. Before, you are seeing the person outside. Now, you are going to the house of the person. And then you will now see the true picture of
who that person really is.
It may not fall into the kind of picture you have been having at the back of your mind when you were courting. By the time you enter the house. So now, what do you need to do? So that the marriage will be a successful one. The journey will be an easy life.
Yes.
Number one is mutual.
Mutual love.
When I say, I use the word mutual, because you will say, even when you go through the Bible says, we say, husband, love your wife. I get it.
Yes.
But my sister, my brother, the same Bible said that love what?
One another.
One another. For your marriage to thrive, for your marriage to be itch-free, you need love for one another. Love your wife, love your husband. And when we say love, it's not conditional love. The kind of love that will only surface when there is money at home, when there is food in the kitchen. Not the kind of love we're talking about. When the husband is having a good job, or when the wife is cooperating, is understanding, you love your wife. But when she's misbehaving, because you have not married an angel. No, you have not married an angel. There will always be time of up and down, error and mistakes. She's not perfect. Likewise, you.
Definitely.
So there will be error here and there. Like I said, the picture you had before you married may not be the actual picture when you enter into the house. So you are going to see the real person.
I was going to come to that.
So you are going to say. So when you are seeing the real person, how do you go about it?
You manage.
It is love, real love, genuine love, the kind of love that Christ commanded in the scripture, that made him to lay down his life for us. Yes. Love your wife, love your husband. Mutual love. Mutual love. Very, very important. That's the first thing. Then the next thing is mutual respect. Respect your wife. Wife also respect the husband. You know, women, we don't play with our respect.
Yes, I I agree with that, man.
That's the only thing. We cannot compromise respect. But at the same time, as a man, you respect your wife. Yes. If there is mutual respect, it's give and take. There is mutual love. Then you have got to, you are laying a very solid foundation in your relationship.
Mutual love, mutual respect.
Then there's going to be mutual understanding.
Okay.
You have to understand that you have not married an angel. Yes. You should be expecting that there could be mistake, error, that she can misbehave. Yes. You should have that understanding. If you don't have understanding that she can commit blunder, she can make mistake, she can commit error. When the mistake comes, when the error comes, you will not want to understand. Yes. And that's why you see some people, even when their husband, I'm not talking of people that are Christian now, unbeliever, their husband will go astray, go into immorality, they will still forgive their husband. Some will say never. They will never forgive. And that will be the end of that relationship. Why some will still forgive? Because they have the understanding that I have married and this marriage is for life. I get my point now.
Very well.
Mutual understanding is another thing. Another thing is mutual adjustment.
Adjustments.
You will adjust at your own end. She will adjust at her own end. Yes.
Wow.
There's some things you have been doing when you were single. You when you get home like this, you throw your shoe to that corner, you throw this shirt out, you throw your boxer here, you throw your shirt here, in fact, you eat outside, you just come home and sleep. And when they call for this one, you go there, you don't take instruction, we don't take permission from anybody. But now you are married, there will be an adjustment. You have, it may not be convenient. That is the truth. But you have got to adjust. You will adjust, she will adjust. If you are not ready to adjust, there will be friction. And there will be problem.
Wow.
Mutual adjustment.
Adjustment.
And then readiness to take responsibility.
Readiness to take responsibility.
You are married. Responsibility will fall on you immediately. I must be ready to take responsibility. You are now the head. Whatever happened that home, you take responsibility. You are now the head. It's your responsibility to provide
For the home.
for the home. So if you shift your responsibility, there will be problem. Yes. You must be able to take responsibility. Likewise, the woman. She must be able to take responsibility. At home, she does it. Yeah, they have people, maybe when they are out, they have housemaid, they have everything. Probably she's fortunate to come from a wedding home. Now she's in your house. She will cook for you. Yes. She must be able to take responsibility. Children will come in. Have to take care of the children. He may be doing one work or the other too. He still have this is an additional responsibility. Readiness, which is very, very important. And not only that, mutual forgiveness. You forgive me when I make mistake. I forgive.
When you make mistake.
Yes. Learn to forgive and forget. You don't forgive, and when there's an issue, you flash back to what she did last time. Remember you did this thing before, and you said you will not do it again. See, no. Forgive and forget. If you don't forgive, the relationship will not go smoothly. Because she will always make mistake. Because you are coming from different background. Two personality, two different person with different orientation, with different background, with different exposure, coming together as one. At times, some of them from different culture.
Yes.
You must learn to forgive and learn to forget. This is very, very important. And not only that, Mutual support.
Mutual support.
You don't say it is the husband's responsibility to take care of the family, and then your own money, you keep it. And you are building house in one corner.
And your husband doesn't know.
Your husband doesn't know. That one is busy using all his resources to feed the house. That should be support. Your husband. Support your wife. You are a graduate as a husband. Your wife was about to go to school before it happens, and or he finished his first degree. She has a desire to
go
further. You support her ambition. You support her dream. And she supports you.
Awesome.
Mutual support. Very, very important. Mutual trust.
Mutual trust.
Trust me. Trust. If you don't trust your wife and your wife don't trust you, where is the relationship? Not you. I only trust what I hear
From you.
That's all.
No. I think okay. I'm beginning to, I'm just permit me before you continue, sir. That is why something will happen in the compound or in the environment. The man doesn't want to know what happened. He wants to hear from the wife, and that is what he will believe.
That is the most important thing. I trust my wife. She won't do it.
Wow.
I trust my husband.
He cannot do it.
She cannot do it.
Wow.
Mutual trust. And when that one is established, there will be others, there will be challenges. You will easily get over them. Like we said before, there is no perfect marriage. I've not said it, but I'm saying it again.
Yes.
No perfect marriage. You only have perfect will of God. The person God have designed to be your wife. You can get that one. But that doesn't mean that there won't be
Challenges.
So, but when you have this foundation, it will be an easy ride. And the least, or they say the last, not the least.
Not the least.
Never give up on each other. I've been correcting her. I've been correcting him. But he will never change. I'm tired. I'm fed up. No. Never give up on each other. If you have those principles, no matter what.
This is Frankly Speaking on Corner Chat with Babalogy. If you are following us and if you have a question or two you want to ask, kindly drop it in the chat box. Drop it in the chat box, and that particular question or that thing you have boggling your mind will be answered by our guest on the show. This is Frankly Speaking on Corner Chat with Babalogy. On After You Say I Do. It's really been an amazing time on the show this very afternoon with Mr. Suraj. I really don't know how to summarize everything he has just said. After You Say I Do, foundations that you need to lay. We still have him on the show. Please remember, if you're new to this channel, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we post amazing videos like this one on our channel. Mr. Suraj, I want to ask, like you rightly said, there's no perfect marriage. And there are certain things that happens in a home, in a maybe newly wedded, basically. Maybe the ones that are in it for some time may have gotten the experience, but it happens, and it's not your fault. Perhaps maybe theirs. Is the issue of delay in childbirth. Delay in childbirth. How does a couple manage that? The reason I'm saying that is, if you have not been in it, you won't understand. And if you're not experienced, you won't know what it is. So for the young couples that just said I do, and maybe those that are in the journey 2, 3, 4, how they manage that particular challenge or delay in childbearing?
Thank you. That's another challenge that most newly wedded couple do have. Even before I married, I've been seeing people having this type of challenges. I've had experiences, people, because of delay in marriage, so many things
So many things.
happen. I mean, delay in
Childbearing.
childbearing, so many things happens. And so when I was preparing for my own wedding,
Okay.
you know, I had a wrong idea of marriage before.
Wow.
I even told myself in the initial time, marriage, go one side. Because of what I've seen
Yes, and what you've heard.
among couples,
Mm.
in the family, the homes, the so-called marriages. Time will not permit us. I will tell you so many things. When I was very young, that somebody who want to even have sex with the wife will need to go and buy suya. Yes. You know, some funny thing. You think they look funny, but I was scared at an initial stage about marriage. How some people suffer in the hands of their wives, how some wives suffer in the hands of their husband. So you make the whole thing a bit scary. So when I finally decided, yes, I'm going to marry.
Okay.
The first decision I made was that I'm married because I need a partner, which is the main reason why the Bible, according to my own religion, marriage was established.
Okay. You will continue. We have a question, but after you are done, we'll ask the question. Don't worry. I'll ask my director. He will read the question for us. Then we'll go. So let's go ahead, sir.
So, which is, it's not good that a man should be alone. He said, I will make an helpmate for him. Partnership, companionship. I said, that is this one I want to marry.
Companionship.
So, when I got the lady, I sat down the woman involved. I said, come, I'm marrying you. Not because I want to come and produce children from you. If there is children in this marriage, glory be to God. If there is none, don't ever put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Forget about my family. You are the one that marry, and you are married to me, not to my family. Nobody can interfere in what is happening in my family. In my own,
in your own home.
Family. So don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Even though I believe I will have my own kids, my own children. So that's why I want to say this. You always have these kind of challenges in marriage. But the young couple, my encouragement and my advice to them is to be calm, cool, collected, trusting the Lord.
Be calm, be cool, be collected, trusting the Lord.
Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. And don't allow any third party, which include your family, which include even the church where you attend, or the place of work, people around you, out of concern, put you under undue pressure. Otherwise, there will be problem. And the funny part of it, somebody that's just married for 1 year is talking about delay in child. What is delay in 1 year?
In 1 year.
Even 2 years. What is the delay? 1 year, 2 years. What is the delay? There's no. Even when you go medically, The first 1-2 years, you can't be talking of delay in marriage. 1 year, 2 years. When that go like 3 years and above, now it's okay. Maybe there is an issue. Not talk of you that just married for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Then you started, you are disturbed. You are no. It's a kind of strategy of the devil to create a crack in the family. And if it is not properly managed, there may be a problem. And that's where we talk about emotional maturity. Spiritual maturity.
This is Frankly Speaking on Corner Chat with Babalogy. We just heard from our guest on the show. Be cool, be calm, be collected. Trusting in the Lord. Don't give the devil a chance in your home. Mr. Director, you said there's a question. Yes, let's get the question.
From our followers online, we have 2 questions from Tini Miracle.
Okay.
Says, thank you very much, Mr. Soraju. Please, I've been seeing a trend of remarriage after divorce to a different spouse while the first spouse is still alive, even some Christians and pastors. Please, sir, what is the biblical stand on this?
What's the second question?
Okay, let's get the second question. It's
That's
two.
in one.
Okay, it's 2 in 1. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
our listener.
Yes.
The question is straight and direct.
Okay.
If you look at it from the scripture
Okay.
and from the Bible, when God created man, created us male and female. And then not only that, it's also when you look at what happened between Adam and Eve. Eve was deceived, and in the process, he was used to mislead
The husband.
the husband. But despite that, there wasn't any divorce. The relationship continued. Now,
Even after God drew them out of the
Garden of Eden,
Wow.
the relationship still continued.
Continue.
Fine. And when you go back also to the scripture, so I just talk about it, that if you are married and for one reason or the other, best known to you, which is not acceptable to God, because according to the scripture, once you are married for life. But if for any reason, best known to you, you divorce, according to the scripture, you have to understand that you should not do what? Marry. That is it. That is the biblical standard that is known by everybody. You cannot remarry. Why? That your husband is still alive. If you do that, it's what? Adultery. Because whoever marry you has committed what? You have committed adultery. The person before, he has committed fornication. And if he has married and the wife still alive, he's also committing what? Adultery. There's no two way about it. Even though many of us are yet to agree because of the hardness of our heart. You know, they came to Jesus Christ when Jesus was talking to them about marriage. One wife, that is the foundation that God laid. They asked Jesus, they said, even Moses permitted us to give
A letter of divorce.
Of divorce. What are you saying about it? Jesus answered them. He said, Moses did that because of your stubbornness, because of the hardness of your heart. He said, but from the beginning, it was not so. So, whether you are a Christian or you are not a Christian, once you married and the wife or the husband is still alive, you cannot marry again. That is the biblical
standard. Once he or she is still alive, you are not. Else you'll be committing
either immorality. Of course, if you are married, you will be committing adultery. And who is the other part?
At what point in a marriage, young couples, should a third party be allowed to come in? If they should come in at all.
That's also a sensitive question, because I can't tell you categorically that you should allow third party to your
Don't call
marriage.
me to your
But then at the same time, I can tell you
Mm.
there could be situation you allow a third party. But then you must have a leading.
Mm.
If you are a child of God, you have relationship with God, and you have issue in your relationship, God will speak to you on how to go about it. I want to cite an instance. There is a couple, not just was. They are still alive, and they are doing good in the Lord. They are having issues, and the wife called somebody and said, "Please, I'm tired of this relationship. Can you please come and see how to put this marriage to an end for us?" And the person now shared with another person and said, "I got a call from so person. She's tired rather, and she wants to put an end to the relationship. And she said I should come and see what can be done." And the person now said, "Have you the person she told, I said, what about is your husband aware of this?" That one put a call through to the husband to ask the husband, this and this is what I have.
Yes.
The husband, because the husband also knows the person, because this person have to be a family friend. The husband called the person to come, child, come. I want to see if you can be of help. Come. Then now to this person now say, "Can I bring so person along?" That one say, "Actually, the Spirit of God laid it in my heart to call that person." He said, "But I don't know. But now that you have mentioned it, let the person come." And so they both went to the family. They sat down. And the person said, "Yeah, I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story." They both narrated their story. Behold, there is nothing to fight for. This is fighting for the interest of the family. The other one is also fighting for the interest of the family. But they are looking at it from different angles. And that is creating serious problem to the point of saying, "I want to put an end to the marriage." And then the man that the Spirit of God laid in his heart to invite now help them to match the idea together to today.
Amazing.
So I can't say you can't bring third party, but you have to pray. God will lead you. There's in the world, there's something they call, not even it's happening, they call marriage counselor. They are third party. They can also be of help. Yes. If you are led. They can also be of help. There are so many marriages that will have collapsed today that all these marriage counselors, they may not have home themselves, but there are so many marriages they've been able to redeem. At times there is a particular program that is, and they call it social person. It's a court program where they handle divorce and marital issues. Yeah. It will got a point the judge will just direct them to marriage counselor. By the time they come back from that marriage counselor, you see brown, new people. So I cannot say don't, but then before you take that step of inviting a third party, number one, you have to pray and be sure of who you are inviting into your home. And of course, your spiritual father is there. If you are a believer, I don't expect to go and invite an unbeliever outside, a sinner outside. You consult your spiritual father in the Lord to be of help and to advise you and to help. And I also want to say this, when in the area of marriage, when you just married as a young couple, there are some things you don't have the knowledge of, especially some of us that marry without keeping ourselves. We hang, we are dodging, we are chased, nothing. And then you don't even know much about sex and anything.
Yes.
You invite a third party to come and educate your wife. Maybe you are experienced, or both of you are not even
Experienced
experienced.
at all.
Somebody will come and educate you. I think I did something like that having my own family.
Okay.
Somebody had to come in and talk to my wife. This how this is this. Purely on sex, so not misunderstanding. There are things like that. And if that also want to cause a problem, somebody can come in, come and guide you, teach you, expose you to some things. So it's possible.
Yes.
It all depends on what is on ground, but be guided in the choice of who comes in to help you in your marriage.
This is frankly speaking on corner chat with Babalo. If you are online, you will see the way myself I'm very I'm very attentive to every single thing Mr. Suraju is dishing out this very evening. Please, if you are new to this channel, don't go without clicking the subscribe button and hitting the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we post new amazing videos. Mr. Suraju, I want to ask. There's a question that is coming to my mind. But firstly, let me say, understanding in marriage. How does a newlywed go about it? What this is this? Like you rightly said, you're marrying two totally different. You're marrying a marriage is between two people that with different backgrounds, at times different cultures, different psychology in their upbringing, and they're coming together. How do they manage that difference? How do they manage that particular difference so that it doesn't result to issues in the home? Because okay, let me hear from you.
Actually, that question is also very important because that also has caused a lot of damage to so many homes. Two different personalities coming from different backgrounds, different culture, different exposure. At times, different qualification in terms of education.
Yes.
Now, they want to match and become one. For your information, the age is removed at this point.
Totally.
If you are 100 years old and you marry 30 years old lady, add 100 to 30, making what?
130.
130 divided by 2. 65.
Yeah.
Both of you are 65 each. Issue of you don't have respect, it's not there. There's nothing like you lack manner. They don't train you from your. It's not there. You are now not bed mate alone. Each mate. Because you are what?
One.
You are one. So now for you to be able to cope and have a pleasurable, wonderful marriage, you need some things. Number one, love. Like I said before. And that's to be mutual. Love covereth what? Multitude of sin. When you really love that woman, that man, you will not see his or her mistakes or error. You always find reason to justify his or her action because you loved him. You loved her. I know you say it's not intentional. It's not intentional. My wife used to say something. Our last born in the family, when she does some things that if it happened to be the senior at home, I will spank the child, I will beat the child. When that was that, I will just smile. He said, they know. He will not beat her. They say he loved her. You know, when you really love your wife, love your husband, you overlook so many things. That's the first thing. The second thing is to understand her. You understand that this person you are marrying, we are not even twins that were born from the same womb, never behave the same. If you have that understanding, then you have less conflict and less headache. For instance, I married for, you know their mentality in the East. You shake her. That's all. Even the women, they will tell you that they can only kneel down for God, not just that human being. And now you are bringing such a woman to the West where our whole culture, not just to kneel down, the two knees must be on ground, and you must prostrate with your chest touching the ground. What do you do to defend that kind of woman? Yes. The family may see it as an insult. You have to protect her. And you too, you should understand that she may not wake up like a Yoruba lady and kneel down with the two legs on the ground
to greet you.
You should have that understanding. And you should also have understanding that she may not be the type that can say sorry, except maybe the type that God has really touched the heart, transformed the heart, because it's part of them. I get my point now.
Very well.
So when I married my own wife, it was like that. Because the mentality is different. The psychology is different. I got to understand. Even when we have little misunderstanding, I'm seeing it this way, that this thing is not right. She's wrong. And as a man, I expect her to tell me sorry. I need that sorry badly. I need that sorry badly.
Yeah.
I need it. She need to tell me sorry. What? The sorry is not coming from. And so I was waiting for the sorry, but the sorry will never come. Instead of that, she's expecting you to come and beg her and papa.
Men are wonderful.
I will have to swallow my pride. I will say, dear. I will touch her. We will laugh, continue. When we are now at a lighter mood, maybe we are in the room, we are on the bed, we are playing. I will say, dear, you know you were wrong. That thing you did, you know it was very bad. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Franklin speaking on Corner Chat with Baba Lochi. We're really learning a lot from. You see, this is where experience plays out. Please, if you are new to the channel, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be updated. And if you have questions, before we are rounding off already, if you have questions, kindly drop them in the chat box so our guest will treat your question out rightly. Is that right?
Today, I don't beg for sorry again.
Yes.
Because gradually, started getting used to it. Now, before I say, once you see my countenance change, sorry, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. In fact, she will back it up with, meaning that I'm very sorry. I don't demand for it again. It comes naturally. And the reason for this is because different culture, different background. So understanding. Then forgive. Once she commit the blunder, the mistake, forgive before she even asks for your forgiveness. Because you don't have another person. It's your father, it's your mother, it's your father. It's your friend, it's your companion. So if you keep malice with your friend or your companion, are you not hurting yourself?
Exactly.
You are hurting yourself. So you forgive her before she asks for forgiveness.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. We're rounding off now, but I want to ask this question. How does the couple, how do they measure progress? Like a newly wedded couple, how do they measure their progress in the home?
That's a critical question. You know, you can measure your progress in so many ways, but it all depends on the angle you are looking at it.
Okay.
You can look at it in time of the relationship. What profit has it brought? Okay. Am I a better person now after marriage? You know who you were
Yeah.
before marriage. Now you have married. Has anything changed? What improvement has happened to you physically, spiritually? You can measure your success in marriage. And if you are fortunate, God has blessed your relationship with the gift of God, the fruit of the womb, is also part of yastic.
Yeah.
You were single before, later you became double. Now you have 3, 4, 4 kids. That's progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can also look at it in time of your career. You have set a goal for yourself before you go into a relationship. Is there any progress? Or everything, all your dream, all your passion, everything died after marriage?
After marriage.
That's part of yardstick you can use to measure. Then your achievements outside, like after marriage, what other significant thing you have been able to accomplish in life as a couple? You now have house, you now have car.
Yeah.
You don't have all those things before.
Before you were married.
The achievement that has come your way. Before I married, I've never been outside the corner of this, let me say, Nigeria. But after my own marriage, it's like the marriage opened door for me. I've been to different parts of the country immediately after my marriage. The closed door just opened, opportunity came, divine favor came in my place of work, as if they are waiting for me to marry. And things begin to, in fact, in time of my pay, things change. As if this person I married brought the opening door. So many things happens after my marriage. So you can measure success in so many ways.
In so many ways. Thank you very much, Mr. Suraj. Before we let you go, you've really said a lot to us this very afternoon, this evening rather. What is your parting word to the newly wedded couple or those that are just maybe 1-2 years into it? What's your parting word for them?
Thank you so much. For the newly wedded couple, I wish them good luck. The journey is still far.
It's far.
Still far. They still have a long way to go. And so many things will still happen in that journey. We have couple of 25 years, 30 years, 40 years that are still doing great, waxing strong. So that should be an encouragement to them that this journey they've started, they can go through it successfully. So they should have that confidence and assurance that the marriage will work. And I want to challenge them to have that determination that they will make it work. The success and the failure of that relationship is in the hand of both of them. Devil cannot fail, cannot make the marriage to fail if any of them did not allow it. If I decide, I will make it work.
Yes.
And the wife decide, I will make it work. It will work. That is my parting word
For them.
They should make it work.
Work. The wife should decide, I will make it work. The husband should decide, I will make it work. And no devil can work not to make your marriage work. That is the parting word from Mr. Suraju, our guest on the show this very evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Frankly Speaking on Corner Chat with Babalogy. If you have stayed with us until now, We appreciate your listening to this show wherever you just listened to it from. Always remember, as I will tell you, don't let anyone or anybody make you feel you don't deserve a better thing in this life. Don't let anyone pressure you into doing that thing that is not right. Don't let anyone make you put your hand into something bad. This is Corner Chat with Babalogy. I promised us in the last session we had where we discussed who do I marry, and we had the brothers' corner on who do I marry, and I told us the sisters' corner of who do I marry is coming, and it's coming on the second Sunday in the month of December. Second Sunday in the month of December. Get ready for who do I marry? Sisters' corner only. Let's hear from the sisters and let's see how it is going to go with them on the show. Always remember, God loves you. Thank you. Pastor. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Very grateful.